so long. First and foremost, we give all praise and honor go to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, and Kakadashi, double honor to the apostles, the others, great millstone. That takes to the brothers pushing his word in truth and sincerity and charity, and risking their lives and freedom to do so. This is Brother Young Guy, come from the great millstone, Chicago camp, coming at you with our lesson. No one's edifying. Quick scripture today. You gotta be mindful, what you say, how you say it, when to say it. There's a time and season for everything. And like a quick example, you know, getting pulled over by the police, it can be a vexation, irritating, and the best thing to do is, like the scripture says, agree with that adversary quickly. All right. Whether you're at work, you know, um, you got to carry these things, and apply them to our everyday lives, man. Because what you say can get you a ticket. A lot of cops will give you a little verbal warning, but you acting like an asshole, they gonna write you a ticket. You at your job, and you mad about something. Depending on how you go about it, what you say and how you say it, it can cost you your job. You know, Trisha talks about how you can blow on, you can start some shit, roughly paraphrasing, or you can quench the fire by saying something. All right. Use wisdom, apply it. You know, I had one quick example. I was driving with a brother. We get pulled over. I'm the driver, and the brother just immediately just started talking shit to the cops. And then I forgot what it was, maybe a turning signal or improper lane switch or whatever the probable cause was to pull me over. But Jay was talking shit, and the cops leaves, grabs my information, comes back, and goes, "Here's your ticket. You can thank your friend for running his mouth. Now you have a ticket." At the end of the day, I didn't get mad at Jake or nothing. I said, call all the bust me outside. But it was a learning experience for myself. If I ever put myself, I can't. Sometimes you can't control Jake. And Lord wanted me to put pay that ticket. It happened the way it happened. Also, a learning lesson. For the brother too. For both of us. You know, hey, at work. I remember. I think it was the exact same. It was the exact same brother working with the brother, and I'm mad. And I was like, man, I can't stand this motherfucker. I'm talking about the boss. And he was, yeah, me either. I was like, I can't tell you all buddy with him. It's like you like him. Not like, no homo. It's like, what I'm saying? And he goes, yeah, because I ain't gonna let that motherfucker know that. I'll never let, why would you let these people, the supervisors, know that you don't like them to make your work at job more miserable than it already is? Making you do some extra shit. Because you gave them lip, you gave them attitude, and because you're going to have no discipline and, and refrain yourself for saying stupid shit just because you're angry. And scripture talks about anger lies in the bosom of fools, man. I mean, my supervisor be pissing me the fuck off, man, but If I say how I really felt about them, I wouldn't have a job right now. You know. And this will bring me to the scripture right here. This Proverbs 15:1. It says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." You know, and these motherfuckers try to push you to get you fired, push you to the edge, so on and so forth. You know, but you got to use wisdom and apply it. You know, the cop pulls you over. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, I don't understand why you pulled me over. I apologize. All right. Have a good day. You know, I comply with the ass, man. I don't got time to play with these motherfuckers. You know, Lord forbid, I ain't trying to be one of them examples that you see all over you fucking YouTube. You know, and the cops mistaken that you have a gun and fucking light up the whole car and realize that this the whole time the person didn't have a gun. You know, I turn on the lights of my car. I make sure my hands are visible. You know, yes sir, no sir. Whenever I work, you know, try to be at peace and keep the peace with all, live peaceably with all men. The scripture says, you know, but that's it, man. That's just shit we have to deal with. Use wisdom, apply it. Don't let anger get you all riled up and now you say some shit you regret just because you was angry. You know, because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You know, and Scripture also talks about how life and death is in the power of that tongue, man. You just say some shit that motherfucker pull out a gun and start shooting at you with road rage, all types of shit, man. You know, motherfuckers don't even engage in any road rage, man. Motherfuckers are offing each other on the expressway everywhere, man. Park cars, following each other for what? Pride, ego, you know. Motherfucker, you cut them off or you know bump into one another. Just apologize to one another, man. You know. Oh my bad. Keep it pushing. You know, you go out there, shake his hands, and you know, do all that extra shit. You know, but